So, animaljam spikes, it's probably likely one of the first items you think of when thinking about animaljam items. It is one of the most popular items in the game, if not the most popular item in the game. And the rarest of the spikes is even used as the main measurement for bigger items beyond spiked collars, as a rarity for other items. However, something weird has happened recently in the animaljam economy. So for the first time in 13 years of spikes being in animaljam, black longs are no longer the rarest long spiked collar. Usually for about 13 years, the rarity order of spikes went from orange to green to yellow to pink to blue to purple to red and then black. And if you've been keeping up with the rarity scene recently, you'll know this order is no longer the case. For the most part, it's still the same. It goes orange from green to yellow to blue to purple to red to black and then pink. Yes, pink longs are now the rarest spiked collars in the game, even rarer than a black long collar, going for 45 to 50 denbetas or a black long collar and add. You're probably wondering how this is even happening, and there is two major reasons why. It explains how this even happened in the first place. Now, the first reason has largely to do with adventures. Now, I've talked about this in great detail when it actually did happen for the first time a couple years ago in this video here and also this video here, but you can no longer obtain spike collars from adventures like the Forgotten Desert, Lucky Clovers, and Tiki Trouble, just to name a few. These were commonly used by normal players to obtain spiked collars just by grinding them out, and it created a steady flow of spikes coming into the game for players that didn't have one and wanted a chance to get one before. However, in 2021, that actually changed. Animaljam put their foot down and removed the ability to get these spikes from these adventures due to hackers exploiting the adventures and automating bots to fill accounts full of spike collars for their own gain to then also release into the economy. This obviously had a great negative effect in the economy back then, inflating items to exceedingly high amounts, way more than they should have been. However, now that a few years have passed, it seems like the economy has stabilized a little bit because of this. While long spikes in general were targeted by hackers during these adventures being hacked, and spikes of all colors were hoarded, there was one color in particular that was hoarded and targeted way more than the rest, and that was obviously black. Black spikes, as I said in the intro, are the main measurement for a lot of big items in the game, so it only makes sense that people would try to get this, especially hackers when they have an easy way to do it. And while for years when this was happening, the spikes that were less rare than black still kind of fluctuated alongside with the black spikes worth for some reason, and it wasn't until very recently where this actually changed, and now pink is the rarest. I would accredit this to be a partial reason why pink has overtaken black, because let's face it, you go into a land in animaljam, the first thing you see, you're probably going to see a spike somewhere in the room. However, most of the time the color you're going to see is probably going to be black. There are far more black long collars in the game right now than there are probably any of the other spikes in the game, and that is mainly because of hackers flooding them into the game and the economy. Now, the second reason here is more simple than the last, and that just has to do with hoarding. I know I did talk about hackers hoarding certain collars back when they had a large influx of them coming into the game, but this is mainly with players just hoarding a certain color of an item now, especially when there is no large influx or entry point for more of them to come into the game and the economy. And pink longs aren't the only victim of this. From what I know, a certain color or party hat, I'm pretty sure it was pink, also had this happen to it, where for years there was a set rarity order of party hats, and then suddenly one day one color just shot up past the rest of them. And while not as extreme as spikes and their rarity changing, it's still definitely another example of this actually happening on the game. And while this is all cool and fun and kind of refreshing right now anyway, if there genuinely is people hoarding a lot of pink longs right now, your main concern should be, what are they going to do with the hoard that they just spent probably years hoarding up to try boost the rarity of pink longs, for example? Because unless they recycle them, they probably have inventories full, just like people did with solids, still waiting around, and they could very well just crash the worth of it over time as well. Or it's definitely a possibility where they'll just slowly trickle it into the game without people realizing it and still be able to make a huge amount of profit from it. Regardless of what does end up happening though, I definitely think some of the other spikes as well should definitely raise in worth if this is going to be the case. Because like I said, you go into a room, the first spike you're gonna see is probably going to be black. There are far more black spikes than there are the rest of the spikes, so it only makes sense these other spikes also started to gain worth more. While I don't think a lot of these spikes are going to surpass black, I definitely could see maybe red or purple coming close to black if there's enough demand for it, because that's another thing as well. Pink is very, very sought after right now because of these two reasons I just discussed, but also because of demand. I would say a lot of the demand is funneled by the two reasons I just discussed in this video. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Bit of a short video for today. Thought I would try to switch things up a little bit with this video. Feedback would be appreciated. Let me know. Maybe I'll do more videos kind of like in this style in the future, or mix it in with the regular stuff type of thing. And while I do have a light pink headdress giveaway going on, which you can enter in the comments, of course, I thought I would do something special for this video as well. Given the topic of the video, I will also give away 3 pink longs in this video's comments, and I'll pick a winner in like a week or so. You already know the regular giveaway spiel. Just like the video, subscribe, channel notifications on, and then drop a comment down below with your username, status, and a reason why you want to win. And lastly, thank you to the channel members for your support this month. It's greatly appreciated, all of you on screen. If you want to help support the channel, all you gotta do is hit the join button and you can see your name at the end of the video like this as well. Yeah, let's go wrap it up here. I should have more videos on the way and stuff, you know, get back on the grind, and apologies if I sounded kind of groggy. I am sick at the moment, but yeah, that's it. Catch you guys later.